loss of cabin pressure, oxygen mask will drop from the overhead. Place the mask over your nose and mouth. Breathe normally as oxygen is flowing even if the mask is not inflating. Be sure to adjust your own mask before helping others.
I don't know why that's the intro I picked this week, but I just thought it sounded kind of fresh. And I don't regret it. I'd put it together earlier, and I kind of forgot about it, and then I went to do the podcast, and I'm like, yeah, it still sounded kind of sick. It doesn't really make any sense, but I like the way it sounds. And I was running out of samples because I've been going through all these stupid samples I got, and yeah, I'm stretched kind of thin. I actually downloaded some different ones. I think that's where I got that first like baseline or whatever, but nonetheless. Oh yeah, welcome to the Bartender's Anonymous podcast. Yeah, another week in the books of bullshit things that I like to do and things I don't like to do that I have to do anyways. So, survived a weekend by myself, bartending at the new gig. Couple bumps and bruises along the way, you know. But by Monday, I was feeling pretty confident. So I had like one day where everything went smoothly. And even then, it wasn't that smooth, like during the shift. But all my numbers came out right at the end of the night, so I was okay about with that. Because there was the first night, I had somebody help me. I hope I didn't talk about this shit last week. No, because this just happened. Yeah, so somebody helped me on on Saturday, like stayed late, made sure I had everything right. And then I thought that the server was going to do the same thing the next night, and she was just like, all right, peace, have a good night. I was like, all right. So I tried to do it all myself, and I mean, I did, but my numbers did not make any sense. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I was like adding and subtracting stuff that I learned the next day, like, was not even right. And so had it all added up, and I was like, oh, my till's over like $250. Well, whatever. And so I just shoved all the stuff in the safe, and I'm like feeling pretty good about it. So I'm like, oh, well, it's over, but they'll figure it out. And I get a call the next day, and the owner's like, so what's up? Your till was under like $300. And I'm like, what? No way. Like, no, that's not even possible. She's like, yeah, I've ran the numbers like 3 times, and it's off. And I'm like, oh, I thought it was over like $250. And she's like, no. And I'm like, yeah, I have no idea. Like, you left me alone, and that's what you get. And she's like, all right, well, don't let it happen again, but I'll try and find it. And I was kind of stressing about it. And she ended up calling me like half hour later, and she's like, I found it. You just left it in the drawer, like behind the bar. And I was like, oh, I thought I was supposed to leave that for the morning shift. And she's like, no, put it in the safe. So I'm glad she found it, because then it's like I'm not just off, and I didn't lose $300. And it was good to scare me straight, because now I'll be more careful. And then the next night, I like was adding up something, and they're like, the day shift bartender was like, no, you always do this number. And I was like, oh, I was doing like this other number. She's like, no, you do it with this number always. And I was like, oh, that makes way more sense. And that might not make any sense to you, but basically I fucked it up like 2 nights, got it right third night. Everything's fine now, probably. And yeah, so on Monday it was supposed to be just like pretty easy shift. And there's only like 2 diners in this town, and the other one just like closed randomly for the day. And so we got our asses kicked. Well, the servers got their asses kicked. That was kind of fine, because I didn't have to do any tables. But and we like had one girl like just didn't show up, so we were down a server, and we just got slammed because the one other restaurant closed for the day. And so on a random Monday, we just like, the servers are just like all running around, and I don't know. I didn't think it was that bad because I didn't have to wait tables, but I just made all the drinks, and I was like, there you go. Sorry, I can't help more. I'm still kind of a rookie, and I'm not like running around doing tables. I did take 1 table, and the guy was really nice. Made him an old fashioned. And he drank it, and he got another one. That's how you know you did okay, if they order a second one. I don't ever ask them if they like it, but if they order a second one, then you know you did okay, kid. You did all right. With all those 4 ingredients that everybody's always bitching about, that it's such a complicated thing, and you do it wrong and I do it right, and blah blah blah. It's like 4 ingredients. Just fucking throw it in the cup. Stir it around, whatever. Sipping some coffee, trying to wake up a little bit. I got up early today, did some shit, and made me sleepy. I've been napping for the past 2 hours, so trying to wake up because I was going to knock this podcast out and see what else I got going on with my life. Saw the counselor this week. Wasn't really like a counselor session. I just kind of met her, and yeah, she's kind of went over some stuff, got me in the system, but she said that the first 2 weeks is just going to be like me and her twice a week, and then she'll start doing groups. And she's like, and that'll be way more fun because instead of just the 2 of us hanging out. And I'm like, yep, it sounds kind of weird, but whatever. Let's just get it started so we can get it fucking over with. But she seems pretty cool, pretty down to earth. She's kind of on the client's side. She's not trying to fuck you over. So we'll see. Time will tell. Had to piss in a cup. I've been preparing for this though. I haven't drank in a month. Haven't been smoking any of the devil's lettuce or anything. They always ask you if you've been doing heroin or meth. And I'm like, no, I got a DUI. I'm not a crackhead. But for the 5th time, no, I don't stick needles in my arm. Thank you. But they got to ask. They got to do their job. I respect that. Let's see. What else? I bought a new BMX bike on a whim. I got it in my head. Every time I clean my garage, I think of a new business idea. So this time it's we could just start a BMX shop out of my garage. And so I was laying there half asleep, and I just ordered this $330 BMX bike. And I was like, yeah, I'll put it together and I'll sell it for $400, easy. And so I posted it on Facebook Marketplace. I got it. Pardon me. And the assembly, when you order a BMX bike, you don't have to build it. You just put the handlebars on, put the pedals on, put the wheels on, air them up, and it's basically ready to go. But, some people don't even want to do that. They just want to go buy a brand new bike from a bike shop. So I was like, oh, I'll just do that, and I'll buy it. And I'll make fucking $60. But, it's not. It's not that simple. For a second, I thought it was that simple because I had 3 people message me right away, but they were scams. But for 3 minutes, I was like, I'm a genius. I'm going to fucking start a BMX shop, and I'm going to make money and make people happy, and I'm going to have purpose and fulfillment. And then they were like, what did they say? I don't know, they all said the same exact thing. And I looked at their accounts, and one of them was in the United Kingdom. And I was like, why does it say you live in the United Kingdom? He's like, I used to live there. And I was like, block, report. So, got a brand new BMX bike out there just sitting. Figure I'll let it sit for a couple weeks, and I might just start riding it. Say, fuck it. But then also, I might go to work, make some more money, and then just buy another one. And I'll just get some product flowing. Fuck it. Start a BMX shop. Follow your dreams. Podcast to 10 people. Do what you want. Nothing matters, and everything matters, as my sister says. Nothing matters, and everything matters. Speaking of which, she wanted me to sneak in a poem that she wrote. Hang on a second, let me pull it up. Just for the love of my sister, I'm gonna... So, she says she wrote this, a haiku I wrote about a bug dying on a windshield. Oh, beautiful life, what's that up ahead? Glass surprise. The last thing to run through my mind was my ass. That is the beautiful poem that my sister wrote. It doesn't rhyme that good, but it's a good poem. And maybe haikus aren't supposed to rhyme. I don't remember. But I love her, and I told her I would put that in here. So She wanted me to put in some applause afterwards, but I don't know how to do that shit. I'm still learning intro and outro music. And to cut out my name when I accidentally say it. So my editing and input skills are not they're not quite up to par. They're up to par for like, you know, a guy that gets 10 views. So that's what we're striving for right now. So yeah, take that poem, enjoy it, tell it to somebody. Spread the love of a haiku my sister wrote. Went to the dump. My buddy used my truck because I can't drive it, so somebody might as well use it. Did a dump run. Fucking $35 to go to the dump. To throw away trash, $35. Seems excessive to me, but whatever. Also, he had like 3 kids' bikes that he was going to just throw in the dump, and I was like, I'm starting a bike shop. I will take those. He's like, all right, whatever. So I got these 3 kids' bikes. And, yeah, I don't know. It'll give me something to do. I'll take them apart, maybe spray paint them or something. I might even just give them away. I'll put them back together. But give me something to, you know, tinker around with. Learn more about bikes. Because I talk about BMX bikes quite a bit. I'm not very good at it, and I'm not very good at taking them apart either. But I just like them, and I think that's enough. So, yeah. So I'll practice on those little kids' bikes. And I didn't even notice really, but the one of them was a Spider-Man one, and had a Spider-Man seat. And it's like, oh, that might fit on my, because I got my old BMX bike that I got running, and it's like it's heavy as fuck anyways, and so it doesn't really matter what parts I put on it. And the Spider-Man seat, so it's got like the Spider-Man mask on the seat, and it fit like perfectly into my seat post or whatever. So I was like, oh, fucking take mine off, put that one on there. Now we got custom Spider-Man seat on my BMX bike. It's fucking sick. Also, I feel like I'm just like a homeless man putting bikes together. But also, I have a brand new BMX bike to sell. But also, I'm a garbage man, and I just collect things. Because don't throw anything away. Because you might need it down the road. And then you end up a fucking hoarder. So I'm trying to stay on top of that to organize my shit and not have just clutter everywhere. Easier said than done, but always a work in progress. Yeah, so I'll go to work again tomorrow. 3 more days, go make some cash. See if I want to buy another BMX bike so I can keep my shop going. So I can be the Bartender's Anonymous BMX shop truck rental company. I'm a man of many hats. Oh, speaking of hats, I have like a design that I want to do someday, but I don't know how to make patches. But I figure you can just outsource that shit. I go, hey, I drew this. Can you make it a patch? Because that's another one of my side projects is I just iron patches onto hats that I like. And I have this one that's like it's a skeleton fish with an eye patch that I just got on Amazon, whatever. And it's just like a fucking pirate skeleton fish. And he's just funny looking. And I like him. And I got him on a hat. And I've been rocking that. I like it a lot. So I just ordered another hat so I can have another color. But it's all kind of practice for when I someday make my own patch. And then, you know, I can be one of the weird people selling jewelry at the fucking park. And I'll be like, these are the hats that I made with my free time. Would you like to buy one for $20? So, fuck it. And if nobody wants to buy them, I just wear them. Generally, the things that I do, I'm like, I just like this. And, you know, maybe someday you'll like it too. And, and it'll become a business. So, I have no, they're ambitions, but they're all like very slight ambitions. But I'm just like, I just like that. I'm going to do that. But when it comes to actually making money, I'm like, yeah, I got to go bartend. That's the only thing I'm actually good at. Everything else is hobbies. So, it's all just killing time, really. It's all, especially right now with my DUI shit, because like I'd like to just go golf like every day, but I can't drive my ass to the driving range. So I don't get to do that. So I got to tinker around with all this other bullshit, which is actually, it's good just to build the skill sets and work on myself. So that's what the next 3 months is going to be. Me just fucking tinkering around. Well, that's not true. I'll get my license back in September, I think. So that'll open the door to some new activities, as opposed to just what I can do in my garage and here in my little computer lab, making my stupid podcasts. I love this stupid podcast, though. Speaking of which, my buddy made some logos for me because he actually knows how to do what do you call it? Like graphic design kind of shit. He made some pretty cool stuff, and it's cool to see the Bartender's Anonymous podcast like in an actual, like a legit logo. He made like 3 different ones that are all pretty badass. So maybe I'll see if I can get them off my phone and onto the computer so I can actually put one up. But I haven't decided which one I want to use, or he might make another one. Because he's just doing it because he does that shit. And he wants to do it for like his business plan or whatever. So he was just practicing on mine. See if he can make me a logo. So that it's not just my chicken scratch. Which I like my chicken scratch. But, just to be more solidified as I'm doing a legitimate podcast, to have a real logo, it adds a little YouTube cred, I suppose. But yeah. What else? What else do I got? Let's go to the notes. My week was more boring than I thought it was, but I survived work. And then the BMX thing. Went to the dump. Yeah, I don't know. And I'm kind of low energy right now because I just fucking napped for like an hour and a half. Just been watching old episodes of Dragon Ball Z for like 2 hours straight. And then I turned on some Hulu, and they got the PFL, which is like Wish.com UFC. It's still pretty good. It's not bad, but it just has that hint of, when you watch a movie and it's like the made-up league, it just reminds me of that. Oh, here's a funny note that I wrote. Well, it was kind of funny to me. I got dressed for the day after I showered, and I was like looking at myself in the mirror, and I was like, buddy, you dress like a guy that has tattoos, but you don't have tattoos. Like I'm wearing like high tops with like lime green and like a graphic tee and then my flat bill hat. And I just feel like I should have just like a sleeve of tattoos. But I don't. I have virgin skin. It's all just scars and fucking red face. No tattoos. Someday I'll get there. But there's no tattoo shop where I live, so I just never cared that much. Messing with the stock market, that's scary. Oh, yeah, this was fucking annoying. So there's this stupid bitch at Walmart that I might have mentioned this on here, but she always says, what is she says, have a blessed day. And the way she says it just infuriates me. And I think that she's done it to like so many times. I'm sure she does it to everybody. But I think she might have noticed that it annoys me. And so like it's even more annoying now. Because I was there the other day and I was fucking annoyed at my girlfriend. She was being annoying or something. And I was all pissy. And I had checked out real quick. And I was just trying to get the fuck out of there. And she like looks me in the eye and she's like, have a blessed day. And I was just like, yeah. And I like stormed past her. And I could hear her like laughing and like talking shit to like one of the other employees. Like as I was walking away. And I was just like, fucking, ugh. It's so stupid. And then, so that happened. And then I was riding my bike today after being in a bad mood. I forgot to mention this. I fucking, again, annoyed at the girlfriend just for nothing. just for her being there. And I knocked over a cup, like one of my little Dragon Ball Z cups, and it broke. And so I was all fucking pissy, and I had this I just got this mason jar that I've been using for iced coffee because it's like, I don't know, it's like the perfect size because you make a big iced coffee. And so I broke that glass. I was like, whatever. And then I take my iced coffee outside in my big jar, and I just fucking spill it immediately. I didn't even get a sip of it because I'm like annoyed that I broke the one glass, and then I spilled my coffee, and then just the rage of just the bam bam, and you know those moments where it's like you just react, and I just fucking hucked the jar at the fire pit, and it just exploded. And so now I've got 2 smashed glasses just because I'm fucking angry at the world for no reason. Well, you know, there's reasons. There's always reasons. But, you know, in retrospect, you're like, man, that was kind of overreacted there. But it doesn't really matter. It's done. And so I go back inside, and she's like, what's the matter with you? And I'm like, nothing. And she's like, yeah, apparently. Because I'm sure she heard me fucking throw the glass. And, yeah, so I just left. I, rode my bike to a coffee shop. And, so I'm fuming. And as I'm riding my bike down the road, there's this stupid hipster kid walking, and I'm not wearing headphones or anything. And he just sees me pedaling by, and he goes out of his way to make eye contact with me, and he goes, God bless you. And I was just like, yeah, you too, man. But then as soon as I got, another 10 feet away, I was like, fucking fuck you, dude. Go fuck yourself. And it's that's not the reaction you should have when somebody says a godly thing to you. There's God bless you. But it just sounds so sarcastic. It's this new thing that people do now where they're not saying hey man, have a good day. You can hear it in their voice. They're like, God bless you. The old fucking Dane Cook joke where he's like, I said God bless you, but I meant fucking cover your mouth or whatever. It's your tone says everything, and I'm not retarded, so I know what you're doing. You're trying to annoy me. And so to use the Lord to be sarcastic and and what's really annoying is it works too. It works really well on me because I'm I pray. I like Jesus. I'm all for it. I love it. You should be kind to people, and the world sucks, but you can make it suck a little less by having a positive attitude. And I know I told you I just broke 2 glasses and then was like, go fuck yourself to the guy that said God bless you, but I think he had ulterior motive, and I think the bitch at Walmart does too. So, those are my thoughts. Take with that what you will. But yeah, to all those people out there that are I don't know if they're legitimately trying to be nice, but from my ear to the way that they're saying it, they're cunts. So fuck them. Also, I'm sorry, Lord, for being so angry. And I had a little epiphany when I got to the coffee shop, and I get my coffee that's way sweeter than I like it, and I sit down and I'm drinking my coffee and playing on my phone, and there's just a whole group of church people at the table next to me, and they're just talking about Jesus stuff. And I put it in my notes. I was like, I don't know, I gotta air that out a little bit, because I don't want anger in my heart, but it's, it comes out sometimes, especially when I think somebody's just being shitty. It's nothing against the Jesus people. I love Jesus people. Huh. I don't know if that all came out how I intended it, but don't say God bless you to people sarcastically. Just, go have coffee with your church friends and keep it to yourself. That's not generally the message. You're supposed to try and spread the Lord, but I don't know. not at Walmart, to the customers or to the guy that's just trying to ride his bike away from you. Ugh. That got kind of dark there. I don't I'll work on that. You know, this is a time where I'm working on myself. So, there, we got up to 25 minutes with my Jesus rant. God bless you. All right, I'm going to find a stupid sample on here, and we can be done with this podcast for the week, and I'll see what shenanigans come around in the next 7 days. So, y'all have a good week. God bless you. Stay positive. Try not to be angry like me. And patience. Pray for patience. That's what I pray for. It hasn't worked very well, but sometimes it's good to go back and look at the times you did not have patience, and then you just, learn from it. You can try and learn from it. All right. Peace out, Girl Scouts. Love you bunch. Bye-bye.